So as soon as the servers came out of maintenance, which was just 2 seconds ago, everybody's slamming the servers. So there's a lot of people waiting to log in. I have to go to the office today for some sort of lunch. My wife's moving today. Or at least, I don't know. Today's a very crazy day for me, so I couldn't sleep. I haven't been able to sleep. I've probably only gotten 2 or 3 hours sleep, and I just couldn't sleep. So I came to play Aion, and they were in a server maintenance for like 3 hours. I'm interested to see what they're doing as far as what changes they've made. They were in maintenance for a long time, and there was a lot of stuff that they claimed they were working on during the maintenance. Bug fixes, exploit fixes. They've even talked about here's some of the stuff. Let's see. These are some stuff they talked about in their dev stream. I don't know how much this was being implemented on the maintenance, though. Let's see. There was unexpected maintenance earlier today where there was issues with certain dungeons where large amounts of Kina could be obtained. So players are doing their best to hack the game. Anyways, one thing, just like World of Warcraft servers, when the servers restart, the drop rate of items is reset. So the hidden cubes are going to be everywhere, basically, because they're just spawning. So unfortunately, I'm out of keys. I think I'm out of keys for the hidden cubes, so I can open them. I think, unless they've changed it. They talked about changing it so you won't even be able to open the cubes without the keys. But okay, this is new. I've never seen this before. I don't know if this is like world bosses or what, but that's definitely new. Let's start off. We're gonna go to Virturon. Virturon Fortress. And immediately what we're looking for is hidden cubes, and you can see I already see multiple hidden cubes. There's another one that I missed. There's 2 already gone. I'm running out of flight time. Come on, no. Oh, I just fucked myself. Yeah, I did. Don't have unlimited flight time, so that sucked. We missed out on 2 cubes already, but that's just the way the game is. I know where some of the spawn locations are, but I can't get to them because I screwed up my flight time. Let's just get to here. Sometimes there's cubes in these locations down here. Like in here, in these things right here. Alright, let's go. Okay, I don't see any cubes there. Alright, screw this. This is a very common location for cubes. But I know another spot. It's not as common. At least to me, it's not as common. I thought they were adding a change to the map. Let me go here. I suppose we're making a change where when you zoom in and out of the map, it doesn't do that stupid animation. I just don't know where it would be. They claimed they were going to add it as an option. Which should be a really nice option because that zooming in and out is really annoying. They said some people were actually getting dizzy when they zoomed in and out on the map. You would think, here, switch camera mode. What's this do? Switch no, that's switch camera, sorry. There's nothing on map though. Menu, quick slot. Where would you put a setting like change the way the map comes up? It's like, where would you even put a setting like that? What, miscellaneous? No. How about if we go to the map, is there something? What's this? It's quiet, live miscellaneous. Oh well. I'll give you one tip when you're playing this game is try not to waste your flight time traversing land. Like right here I was flying right there. I don't need to fly when I can just mount up and kind of ride over the land. You don't have the flight time isn't very long, so better off not wasting it. It would be nice to see like some other games, what they do is they'll have a meter that, like for example, like Pantheon Rise of the Fallen has a climbing meter. The meter shows up on the screen when it's not full, and when it's full it disappears. I would like to see that in this game, so that when I don't see the flight meter next to my character, I realize I know that I'm full flight time. But if I'm not full flight time, I'd like to see a meter that shows that I'm not full flight time and that it's currently recharging. That would be a very nice feature that they really should add to the game. Okay, so we're looking for cubes. There's one. I've only got one. I don't have any keys. Oh, that sucks. So what's going to happen is we're going to get significantly less money. Like right there, I only got 10,000 Kina out of that cube. When normally I would get like a lot more, like 60,000 Kina, so... Still, though, still worth looting him. Also, the fact that we may not be able to loot these in the future. They're talking about changing it so that if you don't have a key, you won't be able to open them. So right now, that's not the case. So it's like, holy crap, go ahead and take advantage of them now while you can. Anyway, so I remember flying through here and seeing a bunch of these hidden cubes in this area. This is kind of an unusual area, but it seemed to be quite a few cubes around here. And we just found 2 of them, so let's keep going. This is the beautiful pictographs, glyphs, whatever you want to call them. That's the... Yeah, we're going the wrong way. Yeah, see how the map zooms in and out like that? We're supposed to put in an option where we can turn that on. At a different area. Flight power 200. Flight power 2000. So it's cool, you can equip different wings skins, but those aren't the wings you're actually using. That's just what your wings will look like when you're flying. That way you can have the benefit of the stats of one wing with the look of different wings, which is really cool. So this game, like, I've watched a couple of reviews, and I think this game is really good, but it has a lot of flaws, like any MMO. But they are working on fixing some of them. And it was good to see that they've already updated the game in that they've added like new recipes. Like, it's good to see that they've already added like new crafting recipes in the game. I think one of the recipes was to alchemy, to allow alchemists to craft a potion that can enable you to break stun, which previously was only available in the cash shop. So they're trying to take some of the pay-to-win items out of the cash shop and put them in the game, which is obviously because people are complaining about the game being too pay-to-win, which it is. But you know, it's a Korean MMO. It's always going to be pay-to-win when it's a Korean MMO. Hey, Vols. Yeah, I've got not only one set of wings, I got two set of wings now from the chests. You get these these chests that you get loot when you open up the hidden cubes, which is what we're looking for right now, is the hidden cubes. When you open up these hidden cubes, sometimes they give you these Shugo pouches, and the Shugo pouches are like loot, kind of like loot, almost like loot boxes. And what's crazy is the best items you could probably get out of those were the wings, and I've already gotten both of them. So you would have thought the RNG was like, I got these wings, which I saw in the auction house for selling for like 2 million kina, and I got these out of one of the pouches. These are really good because they give you 500 HP. They also give you 5% HP recovery rate increase, and they also give you HP potion recovery. So they give you like stats that are good for PvP, but they're not good for flying because the flight power is only 200, whereas these wings have a flight power of 500. And actually these, let's equip these. These have flight power of 2000. So you can equip the wings for whatever you're trying to do. Like if you're just going around gathering stuff, you're going to want your wings that have the longest flight time. But the cool thing is then you can equip the skin, whatever skin you want. So I could say, oh, do I want... This is the current... See, this says equip skin. So this is what my wings look like when I fly. But that's not the stats. I'm not using these stats because these aren't the wings I have equipped. These are the wings I have equipped. You can see the letter E here. But yeah, but they do I still have it open? Let's see. You can see here they are already putting out tons of fixes already. So I can find it here. This was the update summary from the live stream they did yesterday. So these are changes they've already working to put in a game. Market now requires Breeze membership. That kind of sucks, but that was to prevent bots from buying a bunch of stuff in the auction house. That was preventing bots who don't have a membership the ability to basically go in the auction house and kind of corner the market by buying out a bunch of stuff to then sell to the players. So this was done to You know how bots are. So you can't buy stuff without having an auction, without having subscription, which sucks, to be honest. But see, applied due to bot Kina transfers. Crafting, new bracelet design. So it's cool to see that only a week after the game's been out, they've already added new designs into crafting, new engraved mats, new high-grade alchemy scroll, Tempest crit shock resist. This was done to help people get stuff that normally was in the cash shop. So this is try to combat the fact that people are saying it's pay to win. Also, wind elixir, engraved wind elixirs. Balance changes, few class changes, adjustments and fixes, bug fixes. Oops. So apparently, hey Volstay, so I found out today that the gear score, the highest gear scores in the game right now are like, I think like 3,000 gear score. Right, like 3,000 or 4,000. My gear score is 613. You can see it down here underneath my level. Which is funny, I saw... Yeah, people have... Well, yeah, I'm only level 30, but yeah, the gear score, the highest gear scores are way, way up there, like super high. But it's pay to win because... Well, because it costs a lot of Kina to enchant your gear. So to get it up to like the max, I think the max is... I think it's like 15, right? To enchant. Like if you look at my gear... Like let's say I want to enchant this. Like here. I got this, like these items here can only be enchanted through scrolls. So I've got these scrolls. I don't know how I get these. I don't know if I get them from drops or what, but like if I want to enchant from +5 to +6, it costs me 24,000 Adina, right? Yeah, I watched that. I watched Lazy's video, and actually it was a good video. His videos have always gotten better and better over time. He's one of the few content creators that started off as just total garbage content creator and actually has consistently kind of improved the quality of his content. But yeah, the enchanting is very expensive. Like, so to enchant my bracer to like +6 or something is going to cost like 18,000. So I can only imagine, think about that, and it goes up exponentially. So imagine how much it's going to cost if I'm like enchanting from +14 to +15, and then you're not even guaranteed it's going to succeed. In fact, your chance to succeed at 14 to 15 is actually very low, and yet you're probably paying like a ridiculous amount of money to try that. And so the people that have the super high gear scores in this game are 100% people that are pay to win. You know, they've been buying, because you know there's sites you can go to buy Kina right now for this game, or you just go to the cash shop and yourself, and I think you can buy Kina I don't know if you can buy Kina directly in the cash shop, but you can buy Kuna, which you can trade with other players for Kina. You know what I mean? It's like kind of like in Bronzebeard WoW, where it's like, oh, I could just buy something from the cosmetic shop and then sell it in the auction house for money. Same thing. Yeah, what I didn't think about with Lazy Peons, I never kind of really thought about it too much, was where he said that you know, Western MMOs cost so much more money to make because of the cost of developers and stuff. It's just way more expensive, like way more expensive. Like they can make like an Eastern MMO with like $50 million, whereas same MMO made in the West could be like, you know, $200 million. And I was like, oh, I never really. I mean, it makes sense. I never really thought about it. I mean, I knew they were more expensive, but I didn't really think about it too much. So yeah, so that's why we don't have that many. But again, I think AI is gonna have an impact. You know, and he mentioned that in the video too. But I do think that AI is gonna have an impact because it's gonna be so much easier to just have AI create. I mean, they're already using AI to retexturize and retopologize. So like if you create geometry, right? Like when you look at this game, right, and you look at the world. Hold on a second. Sorry, I'm having trouble breathing. When you look at the world and you look at all the terrain, right? All this terrain, someone has to create all this. You know, you can do some. There are word tools that exist that can generate terrain, but you still have to go in and tweak it. But there's also stuff like character models. You know, like you can create like textures for character models, but you can use AI to tweak the textures to basically take a texture that's like a certain resolution and scale it up or down. You can use AI to do that, where it used to have to be done kind of manually. And of course, there's, you know, you can use AI to generate dialogue. You can use AI to generate voices. There's just so much stuff you can do with AI that should help the development of MMOs get easier over time. So I do think that should help. And Lazy also mentioned one other thing, is if there is one huge, massive smash success like World of Warcraft again, which I think will happen eventually. I just think it will, because that's just the nature of the beast. You know, someone always puts out you know, like Fortnite came out of nowhere and was a smash hit, right? So, you know, there's always games that are going to come out of nowhere and be big hits. So if you get like another game like that that's a massive hit, then it's going to renew the interest in people wanting to make MMOs, because they're like, oh, this game came out and how much money it's making. The biggest problem with MMOs is they create these projects, they get funding, and then the people who fund them pull out. It's so funny that they're like, these people are like, oh yeah, we'll give you all this money and help fund your MMO, and then after like a few years they just say, you know what, we changed our mind. You know? We changed our mind. Oh, cube. I don't have any more keys though. which sucks. Sometimes I see cubes down in here. I don't have any more keys, so when I open these cubes, I'm getting so much less loot than I would. If you have the keys, you get way more. Like, I get like maybe 10,000 Kina when I loot that cube that I just looted. If I had a key, I would get about 60,000 Kina, so it's a big difference. Everything needs a stupid budget of 500 million, yeah. I just watched a video because I was having trouble sleeping because I'm so stressed out about today's the day that my wife's mom leaves the rehabilitation facility and is going to her home. And today's the day that my wife is moving in with her parents, basically to take care of her mom. And she's incredibly stressed out about it because she doesn't have a lot of help, and unfortunately I have to work because now she's, I have to work, so I can't really be there. And plus she's moving to her mom. Well, her mom's house is in Tarpon Springs, Florida, which is about, like an hour from where I am, So it's not going to be like really easy for me to get off work at like 6 o'clock and be like, oh yeah, I'm just going to drive over there. I mean, I certainly can, but it's going to be time consuming. It's, and expensive. I mean, an hour there, then you got to pay tolls. The fast way to get there is to take the toll road, so then you're paying tolls. And then so it's 2 hours of driving there and back, and quite a bit of money in tolls. And today's also the day that I have to go to my office for the first time in probably over 2 years. Because my work is doing a team lunch today because we released our new product. We released our new website we've been working on for the past 2 years. Got released about 8 days ago. So we're doing like a celebration team lunch today. So literally in about 3.5 hours, I'll be leaving here to drive to St. Pete. So all that shit's going on today, so I couldn't sleep. Yeah, all that shit's going on today, so I just couldn't sleep, dude. I'm like, gotta drive over here, I gotta drive to the office. I couldn't find my parking permit. Like, I moved, since I moved into the new house, which was what, like 4 months ago? We moved in here in July, August, September, October. So like, like 4.5 months ago. I haven't had to go to the office since, and so I can't find my parking permit, it just means I'll have to park in a visitor parking. This game is very, very pay to win. It's not pay to have fun though. You can play. I don't have a subscription, so I'm not paying anything. I'm playing this game completely for free, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. So you don't have to pay any money, but if you want to compete on any level if you want to compete at a top level, yeah, it's pay to win. Like if you want to compete in PvP, it's pay to win. There are people in the game who got gear scores of like over 3,000. I think over 3,000. Like I think the highest gear scores are over 4,000, but a ton of people have gear scores over 3,000. I mean, if you're gonna have a gear score over 4,000, you definitely are buying. You're buying Kina. You're buying money. There's no way you could have that without having some sort of help, you know what I mean? Just isn't possible. I don't think it's possible. I think so. Well, I mean, obviously you can't because the cash shop. I mean, you can get the same gear, yeah. I mean, gear-wise, because the gear score for PvP that I'm talking about is the PvP gear, and PvP gear you buy with Abyss points, and Abyss points you get by doing, by going in and doing these rifts and stuff. There's like level 45. There's these rifts that open up in the world, and you can go through them and it teleports you to the other faction, and you can fight the other faction, and you get abyss points by killing them. So yeah, you can totally get the same stuff. I mean, obviously you can't get any of the cosmetic shit from the cash shop without paying for it, but there are cosmetics you can get in the game, like I've got these cosmetic wings and these cosmetic wings from looting the hidden cubes, because the hidden cubes give you a chance to get these Shugo pouches, and the Shugo pouches have a chance to get these wings. I've already gotten both of these. I played Throne of Liberty a little bit. I like this game a lot better because I think the world is much better. The world's bigger and is more open. I feel like the world's definitely more open, easier to navigate, and it's bigger. You have a shit ton of mounts in this game for free, which is really interesting. I mean, this is how many mounts I have already. I have 75 mounts. Have you ever played an MMO where after a week of playing you have 75 mounts? That's insane. That's literally insane. And these mounts give you stats, actually. So if you go into... The mounts are sorted by different type. And if you go to this, you can actually equip. You can actually analyze and research these mounts and get different, and they level up. These mounts level up through this system. And as they level up, you unlock these insights, and these insights are equipped on your player. So you get these stats, like for example, this one gives you 230 MP, and it gives you some sort of defense. I'm not sure if it's just your defense rating. And these mounts are completely free. You get them out by killing the mob of the same type. So you find a mob in the world, like let's say like this little mob here, right? Kill it. And you can see I looted this item that said Sylphin Soul Points. And whenever you loot an item that has the name of the mob and it says Soul Points, that means it's an acquirable pet. And once you acquire the pet, you can equip the pet. Like let's say I want to equip this guy, kind of matches my wings. I can also click this slider here to preview what it's going to look like when it's a mount. Equip it. And now I have that pet. You can see him here on the ground right next to me. Kind of matches my wings too, which is kind of cool. And then when I mount up, that's my mount. That person's got a crazy mount. So yeah, so that's actually a really cool system, I think. Ooh, wonder if I can get up here. I don't know if I can. I think I got enough flight time to do it. Let's see. Let's see if there's a hidden cube up here. Would have made sense for them to put a hidden cube up here, but I guess not. As you can see, the world is huge. This is actually a really high point, so we can get a really good look at the world. And it's big. Yeah, I definitely I played Throne of Liberty, and I think this game is much better than Throne of Liberty, but that's just me. I don't think I've been to this area over here. What is this? I still need to do this Abyss thing, but I don't really understand it. Like, I have all these quests to do this rift thing. The problem is I don't know when the rift's only open at a certain time, and I don't know when that is. When Does it open? And since I'm English, sometimes people ignore me. Actually, I posted in the chat, and someone said, "We got a foreigner here." And then someone else told me, "Speak Korean, speak Korean." And I'm like, "Well, I don't speak Korean." But the chat has English translation built in, so you can turn on English translation. So if you look at the chat on the bottom left corner, you can see that all these people are speaking Korean, but it's all translated to English. So I completely understand what all these Koreans are talking about. And I'm assuming that they can translate. I would assume that they could translate my English to Korean if they wanted to. It's cool how they have. This is really cool how they they link right to the substance. They link right to the appropriate UI section that you need to go to. Actually use that item, which is kind of cool. There's a lot of really, really cool stuff in the game. Another example of that would be like if you wanted to figure out how can I get more gemstones, you can just look for the source here and it'll tell you, oh, this is where you get them. So it actually shows you kind of like where you can find certain items that you're looking for. Oh, it's you have no idea, man. The game is there's like certain areas in the game that are so beautiful it kind of blows your mind. I'll show you some cooler looking areas. I was talking to Volst about this too, about how beautiful the oceans are. Here, check this out. First off, the water in this game is amazing. I have the hardest time getting my character pointed in the right direction a lot of times. Okay, this is where we want to go though. I was telling Voss, this is the best MMO water I've ever seen, like in an MMO. It's the waves are big, they're rolling. I just love it. I think it's fantastic. Like if they ever added like sea monsters, because right now I don't think there's any monsters in the water. But if they ever added like sea monsters, the water would be quite scary actually. The water would be super scary. Like if there were like sharks and stuff in here that attacked you, it'd be scary. Look at the waves, like look how big they are, and look how much they move my character up and down. I mean, if I turn the camera like this, you'll see the water actually come up and cover my camera without I'm not even doing anything. But the water will see how it raises up so high it actually comes over my view. Isn't that awesome? I mean, I've never played an MMO that does that. I've never played an MMO that has these kind of waves that are this big. And they're varied. Look how it like doesn't feel super like repetitive. Like when you showed me that thing of like Arcade, the thing about water and a lot of other MMOs is they're very consistent. You know, there's not a lot of variety to the waves. This feels a lot like there's a lot more variety. There's also, if I can get to some areas where there's some boulders, the way the water breaks against the rocks is really cool too. But I mean, you can't, I mean, look how beautiful this is. It's just kind of unbelievable, you know? There are some issues with the textures, with the textures projecting onto the water incorrectly, but that same shit happens in World of Warcraft. If you ever fly from, uh, if you ever fly from Chernarus to Theramore Island, in certain times of the day, you'll see the mountains projecting incorrectly across the water. Same thing happens here. Also, what I love about the water is the color. Like it varies, just like realistic water in the real world. Like if it's a sunnier, brighter day, the water has a more of an aquamarine, blue, beautiful blue-green color to it. And if it's darker, the water changes color. It does a good job of reflecting the actual light, that's all the Unreal Engine, man. That's 100% the Unreal Engine. That's why that looks so good. But here's what I'm talking about, where the water breaking against the rock. Look at how this rock here creates a beautiful breaking water. This is very similar to how water would work in the real world. Like if you look at an island in the real world, if you were like in a plane flying above a small island, this is what the water would look like as it comes to the island's shore. It would look just like this. And again, I've never seen an MMO do water this good. This is insane. Also, we're not really giving it the full immersion here. And of course, you can see there's islands out here. There's the Eternal Isle. I don't know if there's any other islands. But the Eternal Isle is got really high level mobs on it. So that's a pretty big area. I've actually been there already, and the mobs there are like super high level. Actually, I need to go here. And the game works like Guild Wars 2. So the game has these little statues, statues with wings. So anytime you get close enough to one of these statues, it'll you'll acquire it, as like a teleportation location. So all the ones that are blue on my map, I can actually port to them anytime I want with a teleportation scroll. And the teleportation scrolls you can just buy from general vendors. So if I want to go all the way up to here, I just click this, I say teleport, and it'll teleport me instantly right there. So you have fast travel like that, which is really useful because the map is, the game's huge. The world is huge. Like if I tried to fly from here, all the way up to here, it'd probably take me like, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes at least. It takes some time. It takes some time. Wouldn't be quick, that's for sure. But look at the cliff face, and look at the detail on those rocks. Again, this is the Unreal Engine. Yeah, they're not super, like the texture on these is not super high. I think you got to remember that, like I said, this game is massive. So yeah, the detail on a lot of the areas is probably not as high. Like these here is not very high, and I think that's probably done on purpose because they don't expect too many players to be out here on these rocks because there's really nothing to do here. This is just the world, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? But when you get into areas of the game that obviously has more heavy foot traffic of players, obviously the detail is going to be a lot better. Of course, we can change my character too. Some new golden gloves. Yeah, it'll be probably November next year. I would say November, December next year. So it's a good year, about a year out. It could be earlier, but I would probably not. It could be earlier, but I'm gonna bet November, December next year. The stockholder investor meetings said that that's when they were targeting the release for the West was at the end of next year, so fourth quarter or so. I don't know. I mean, as Amazon's kind of pulling out of the game area a little bit, it seems like, but I would imagine hosting would still be an option for Amazon because they're making money just hosting and they don't have to worry about development. So I think it's probably a pretty good bet that they would go with Amazon. I don't know why they wouldn't. If they're happy with Throne and Liberty, because Amazon does Throne and Liberty for them, you know. I don't have good. I don't have any good weapon skins, to be honest. What is this? That's a diamond. Yeah, those are just skins. You can get skins just by disenchanting or when you get gear in the game. Like if I had a gear item, or here's one, right? Like if I didn't have the skin for this face guard, you just go in here and you just extract. When you extract it, you're gonna get 350 enchanting stones, and you're also going to acquire the skin. But I already have the skin, so I just got the stones. But if I didn't have the skin, I would have obtained it. So anytime you loot a equipment item in the game, you can acquire its skin just by doing that, by just breaking it down. This is the Abyss points. I have 360. I don't even know how I got them, but you can actually get Abyss points by doing PvE content, which wasn't the case in Aion 1. In Aion 1, you could only get Abyss points by doing PvP. Or PvP-related quests. Oh, there's tons. Yeah, there's quests. I've played MMOs for so long in my life that I don't really enjoy quests that much. But yeah, there's quests. You can see I have quests. You see my quest log right there under the mini-map. One thing this game doesn't seem to have, or at least I haven't found it, is an actual quest log. I'm sure it's probably in here, but... I've already done this dungeon. Yeah, I don't know where the quest log is. Let's see. Okay, I guess this is the quest log. Yeah, you can see I've got this sugar in the cellar quest I'm doing. And then there's regional quests, it looks like. So yeah, so you can just go here and go through this list and just click go and it'll take you right there. But it tells you this is a level 45 quest. You know, level 16 quest. So yeah, so this is the quest log, I guess. But there's the main story quest, which is this one here, right? So if we click on this one, it's going to try to take me right to that quest, which is right here. But anyways, I gotta go, guys, because my wife's awake and I gotta help her do some stuff. Wait. But yep, I gotta go, guys. I gotta help my wife do some stuff. So I'll catch you guys later. Hope you're having a good day where you're ever in the world. And I'll catch you next time.